Here we go, guys. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day. Let's get excited. Let's get rocking and rolling. The show is just getting started. Give me a second here. I actually forgot to do something. Whoa. Some technical difficulties here. Let's get the show rocking and rolling, guys. The markets have been, very choppy. Let me tell you. The least I can say is very, very, very choppy here right now. But the question is the bear market here? Are we going into the bear market? Is the bull market officially over? We're going to be answering all those questions here to the best of our knowledge with the information we have as of currently, as of right now. And it's looking a little scary. I'm not going to lie. It's looking a little scary right now. Glad to see all of you guys jumping in here. Make sure you guys are smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. If you're your first time here, I'm Blockchain Crusader, and I crusade through these blockchains every single day with you guys. See here. Whoa. Knocking things all over the place. Good to see you. Hello. Is the market over? Or do we still keep hope? Still holding on to my losses? Yeah, that's a great, fantastic question, actually. And that's all going to depend on Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin right now is dropping back down below towards the 81,000 area. If we lose 80,000, it's definitely going to be a no bueno zone. No bueno at all for Bitcoin if we do lose. If we do lose 80,000, we have some major target drops all the way down to 76, even all the way down to 67. Jeez, this thing's still not open enough. Hold on, give me a second here, guys. Trying to set up my tripod for my phone. Come on now. I apologize. Just been a hectic morning. All right. So the question is the Bitcoin bull market over? Look, right now, Bitcoin is dropping. Right now, you can see here, everything's in the red, right? Everything's in the red. Nothing is in the green. Everything is dropping. Bitcoin had a major drop last night, or I should say yesterday, late in the afternoon, due to the tariffs and everything that was happening with that news, right? It was just massive capitulation for crypto, and everything is down just on the daily 10% plus. On the weekly, things are up, down 25% plus. On the month, things are down over 30%. On the year, we got cryptos down 80% plus. So it's definitely a mixed bag of emotions here. If Bitcoin continues to drop here and we start dropping below 80,696 bucks here, right? This I forget if this is a weekly or a daily pivot here. We lose that level. Our next big target to the downside is going to be $76,000 Bitcoin, right? And I know nobody wants to see this. These red lines right here are 76,000. The red lines below this are 73 to 74. And if it gets real ugly, we start dropping back into the 2024 range. This first yellow line you see right here that I'm pointing at is $67,000 Bitcoin. That is on the table. That is definitely on the table for Bitcoin. And that is not going to be good in the short term. Let me tell you, altcoins are going to continue getting smashed. But before we let the fear take over, right? Before we let the fear take over, we need to be aware that, hey, yeah, we had a massive capitulation event yesterday, right? Dropping with the new announcement of tariffs. And it's not a surprise, not a major surprise. We did have a nice run up throughout the day, right? Until the tariff announcement. And then we had a massive drop. And then today we've been getting rejected off this Monday high once again. Earlier this morning in the Crypto Citadel, we did take along. If you guys don't know what the Crypto Citadel is, the Crypto Citadel is my private trading community. We were right around here, around this area here, 81,800. I saw that a reversal was potentially coming. I dropped the signal. I told everybody in my, I dropped the signal right here. You guys can see this right here, 9:05 a.m. 9:05 a.m. Bitcoin long entry, 81,909. Keep a tight stop. First TP is 82,459. That was at 9:05. By by 10 o'clock, I was already out of my trade. I was already up 20%, took $408 home. And this was the move. The move was this. It was a massive rally up to the daily open, right? The VWAP was coming down. We could not get to the VWAP, so we closed on the first TP. The first TP was the daily open, which was 82,459. Since then, we got 2 sweeps of it. I was like, hey, this trade is over. We're going to have a reversal, and this is why taking TPs is important, taking profits, right? That's how you don't go broke. So we took profits here at the daily open. And within less than an hour, boom, I had made $400. My members had made their profitable trades, and then we're getting the massive reversal now. We swept the previous day, the daily open and the week open. Now we're dropping. Now we're going to have to see how Bitcoin reacts on this Monday and previous week low, right? Depending how we react here on this previous week low of 81,427 to 81,234, depending how we react here, could we push back up? If not, right, our last target here is 80,600. We lose 80,600, and like I mentioned earlier, we are dropping like it's hot. We are also coming back here, as you guys can see here, more on the macro level. Let me actually close this daily stuff up to clean this chart up a little bit. This macro range that you see here, right? These 2 white lines with a red line in between it, that's called the range. This is a monthly range of March. The monthly range of March, the value area low, the lowest part with the highest amount of volume, right, of this range is down at 81,389. If we hold this range and we can come back up, then that'd be fantastic, right? But if we start to lose this range, we start falling out, our last target to hold us would be this 80,683. If we do not find support here, right, I'll draw it out for you guys so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. But if we do not hold support here, I'll draw this in green to support, or hopefully support. If we do not hold this support and bounce back into this range, right, we've already rotated this range. The month started, April started, we ran it all the way up to the high, which was yesterday, right? The Trump tariff announcement happened. We got rejected right at this value area high area. Boom, massive rejection on the daily, dropping it like it's hot today. This is the last line of support here. If we start losing that, our next big targets could potentially be $76,000 for Bitcoin. And obviously, that is going to be extremely bad at that point in time. It is going to be bearish for longer. And we're going to have to hang on tight. Hang on tight for the next bull market. You know what I mean? Would you invest now? Somebody's asking, would you invest now? All right, let me jump into the chat here. I'll start answering some questions. We'll get back into the technical analysis. We're going to be covering some altcoins as well. If you're not in the Crypto Citadel, definitely join. The link is in the bio or down below in the description, or depending where you're watching. And you can get 50% off using the code Citadel. 50% off your first month using the code Citadel. So let me jump in here into this question. Would you invest now? Right now is way better than buying back in November, December, right? A lot of people were buying in November after that massive rally, right? After that massive rally when Trump won the big house, there was a huge rally. Things were up hundreds of percent and people were buying in. And I was warning people, don't chase green candles. Don't chase FOMO. Don't buy on green, buy on red. So if you're going to buy now, obviously not financial advice. This is just what my mentality, right? If I'm going to be buying now, things are massively down, 50+% on altcoins. This is the time that I'm looking to buy, right? Could we head lower? Absolutely. So what do you need to be aware of, which I am, that if I'm going to buy now, I need to have more capital on the side personally to be able to dollar cost average my way down. If I do not have more capital to dollar cost average down, then I am at too much risk to be buying exactly right now. Because if we are going to be heading lower, if Bitcoin is going to lose the March range, if Bitcoin is going to head down to 76, potentially 67, right? Those are massive drops for altcoins. And altcoins are going to drop another 40, 30, 60%. Right? So you need to be aware of this and you need to be able to dollar cost average. If you cannot dollar cost average, then you might have to be waiting for the bigger drops, right? I've already dollar cost averaged in this zone. I'm currently not buying right now. I am waiting for the bigger drop down below 80,000, 76 and lower to confirm that big, massive drop. and then I will start buying again some more. I've already dollar cost averaged in this zone about a month ago, so I'm not buying right now. Is the bull market over? That's what everybody wants to know. I will be a lot more bearish if Bitcoin closes below 80,000 and heads towards that 76,000. If Bitcoin goes down there, then I would be bearish for longer, right? There's going to be more bearish momentum for a little bit longer. Really got to be waiting for the big interest rate cuts to happen sometime in later in Q2, right? Maybe Q3. That's going to be extremely bullish if we can get some big interest rate cuts. Is leverage smart idea to do right now? If you're day trading, obviously, you know, most people always use leverage. I use leverage. I'm guilty. I use 21x. I trade Bitcoin the majority of the time, so I need a little bit of leverage to, you know, I'm trading with like $1,000 to 10,000 depending on how I'm feeling with the trade, right? But with $1,000 is doable for everybody. Everybody can use $1,000 with 15 to 21x on Bitcoin to have a decent sized amount to get some decent returns. That being said, right, if you're new, you definitely don't want to be using leverage. If you are a long-term investor, you don't want to be using leverage. If you're a long-term investor, just hold on to spot. Do not be using leverage trades 2, 3, 4x, right? Because things could drop a lot lower. They are going to hit your liquidation point if you don't have a stop loss, right? You're going to be losing a lot more money a lot faster. Versus if you dollar cost average, even if you long-term invest on spot, even if it drops 50%, you're not going to get liquidated. Your position is still going to be there, right? And you can always dollar cost average to bring those entries lower and lower. So I would not recommend people to be leveraging long-term. I think we will still have an altcoin season later this year. Crypto Bass, dude, I completely agree. I definitely agree that we're overdue for a altcoin season of some kind, right? Because alts are already down 60+%, right? Bitcoin's only been down like 20 something percent. Ooh, that big drop is coming in right now. That big drop's coming in right now. Let's jump down to the 15-minute. We are at the Monday low right now. We are at the Monday low, which is right on this support zone. Let's see, market cipher on the 15-minute is a little red dot right there. Let's see what the 30-minute and the 1 hour looks like. 30-minute, 1 hour. It's only a matter of time before we have a reversal. Definitely think we can have a bounce off here. We're sweeping that Monday low right now, bouncing back up. I mean, things are completely oversold for sure. 3-minute having a little bit of a bounce, but you know, things can stay very irrational for longer. Like I said, I already took a nice trade today. I already made my profits for the day, as you guys can see right here, right? I already took my profits. I already made my trade of the day. I don't need to be risking more money right now. So right now I'm just looking at the charts. This is where I would be looking. I would be interested for another long here, but it's going to have to depend on how the market reacts, how the market cools off. See where we're at the 4 hour. We are 1 hour away from the 4 hour closing. 4 hours seeming pretty neutral. Money flow is on the negative here. 1 hour, very undersold or oversold, I should say. Definitely looking for some type of push back up. There just has to be some type of relief rally here after so much dumpage. And I'm not surprised. We're getting a little 5-minute, 3-minute candle here, pumping back up here above the previous week low. This is the area that I was telling the Citadel members I'd be looking for another long. I'm just not willing to risk more capital right now after having a good trading day, right? I already made my $400 for the day. People work a whole 9 hours, 8 hours a day, and they only make $200 if they have a good paying job. Can we possibly get a relief rally for altcoins before the boring chop in summer? I think this summer, you know, could be a lot more interesting than people expect. It could be a lot more interesting, especially if we have those interest rate cuts. What's BLOFIN? BLOFIN is the trading exchange that I use. I use a lot of different trading exchanges. I use BitUnix. I use BLOFIN, ZoomX. What do you think about XRP? Will it go down a lot? Let's go check out XRP. So XRP is currently down below $2 right now, as the last time I looked at it this morning. Let's go see where XRP is at right now. Appreciate all of you guys jumping in here, smashing those likes. Yeah, so XRP right now has come down as low as 196, Jumping out here to the 1 hour, we are still in this green support zone. We're still hanging on to the support zone, right? XRP has had massive support here for all the way since December. You guys see this right here? You guys see this chart? This area right here is December 1st of 2024. Since then, we've wicked below this area multiple times, but we've always closed or closed on it, never closed below it. So if we start to close a daily below this, we could be heading lower. And the first big target to the downside would be this first red line here you guys see, which is, let me move this a little bit. This first red line right around here is 171. So if XRP loses 197 and we start to close below 190, 197, 196, our first big target to the downside, depending on the fact that Bitcoin continues to drop lower, is 171. That's going to be our first big target. There are also obviously 2 more targets down at 146, 144. And there's many targets below that, because XRP had a massive move to the upside. But from where we are right now to this first target of 171, that's a 13.39% drop for XRP. So here it is. Bitcoin's having that nice little pushback up here on the 3 minute. Let me see what the 5 minutes looking like. Yep, 5 minute is looking good. 15 minutes looking good. Getting that sweep. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Getting that sweep of the previous week low and Monday low. This is, if this 15 minute closes above here, this is a fantastic entry for a long. Fantastic entry here. Obviously, there's always risk involved. I'm not currently in this trade right now, but this was the fantastic entry right here. This Monday low, sweeping this area, closing above the previous week low is fantastic, especially on the 15 minute. 15 minute needs to hold above this previous week low to continue moving to the upside. Let's keep going through the chat here. Chat is looking good. Appreciate everybody jumping in here. If you guys aren't already in the Crypto Citadel, definitely do so. If you guys want to know how to get 50% off, let me know. Drop it in the chat. Let's see here. 5 minute. Let's look at the 5 minute for Bitcoin. All right, let's see here. Thoughts on altcoin season, May, June, July, with Fed quantitative easing around the corner? Yes, Jesse, 100%. It is highly dependent right now. If we get some quantitative easing, aka we get some money printer machine action happening, we get some federal rate interest rate cuts happening, that is going to be extremely, extremely bullish for Bitcoin to start moving back to the upside, start really having a run. Bro, Bitcoin to 78,000. 78 could be heading even lower than 78, bro. It could be heading down to 76 if we start closing below 80,683. 76,000 is on the table, and below that we got 74 to 73, and below that we got all the way down to 67. So we definitely have targets to the downside. I don't want to say that we are going to go down there. We are still holding this March value area low for the March range. We're holding this green support zone here. So meanwhile we hold this area, I'm not saying we're not going to those levels just yet, but if we start dropping below those levels, we definitely could. Is Sol finished? Let's go take a look at Solana. Solana, make way, make way. My kids got me on the Moana theme song here. So let's jump out here to the daily. Right now, Solana had a nice little run to the upside yesterday, running it all the way up to 136, almost tapping our 2 targets of 137 to 138. But we have fallen along with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin pulling back yesterday. We have fallen out of the Q1 range here. This is the Q1 range. Our next target below here, right? We start closing below this Q1 range. Our next big target to the downside is $97.08 and 42 cents, sorry, which is the Q1 NPLC for 2024. Below that is $73. Below that is $73 for Solana. So meanwhile, Bitcoin keeps heading down. I expect Solana to hit those targets. If Bitcoin can start pulling back up, then Solana could get back in here. Oops. Let me see here. What's going on, French Toaster? Clay the Great, what's going on? Clay the Great says, I need that $7 to $9 AVAX. Dude, that'd be nasty. 8-week bear divs are nasty, dude, 100%. I think all finished bear here Could be, man. Could be, but we have to keep on. We gotta keep on looking. We gotta keep looking at the data. We gotta keep looking at what's going on. Bitcoin is holding this previous week low. Let's see. We closed it. We closed the 15-minute above the previous week low. We gotta keep holding this. Oh no. Looks like they're trying to push it down. They're trying to push it down, but I think it's gonna push back up. I think it's gonna push back up here. We will see. We will see. This was the area to go in for a long if you wanted to go for a long here for Bitcoin. High risk with all the negativity in the market, but that is where you want to be looking for. What are your thoughts on ADA? Let's go take a look at the ADA chart here. Let's go take a look at the ADA chart. So Cardano as well right now is falling below the Q1 range as well, which is the Q1 value area low is 64 cents. We're currently sitting at 61, right? We've already hit the November point of control here of 59 cents. We've worked down here multiple times. Our next big drop to the downside would be that November value area low around 48 cents if we continue to drop. And then below that, we have a Q4 untapped PIV. We have a Q4 untapped PIV and a Q4 NPOC down at 35 cents for Cardano. Those are targets to the downside. Now, targets to the upside for Cardano here on the short term, right? We have plenty of targets to the upside. We've already tapped the weekly average here of 69 cents. Our next target to the upside would be the quarter and monthly range NPOC for Q1 of 2025 at 73 cents. We have another target at 78, another target at 82, another target at 86 to the upside, and then we get a big target all the way up at 120 before revisiting some historical targets to the upside. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin's hanging on by a thread. Bitcoin needs to keep holding on to this previous week low. Let me keep reading through the chat here. Trump messed me up yesterday with his tariffs. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's why it's very volatile to trade those big announcements, right? We had a big spike to the upside yesterday, and everybody thought it was probably going to go higher. What people weren't aware of was that if you were looking at chart analysis and not going off emotions, right, you would have noticed is that yesterday on this daily candle, this was yesterday's candle, right? This one right here that I'm hovering over, we wicked and hit the value area high for the Q1. For March range, for the March range, right? We hit the value area high and we started closing right below that, right? That right there is a massive indicator that we could be having a major pullback. And we did exactly that. That was the area to exit your long, to open a short and bring it back down. Obviously, it's a very volatile event. I don't like trading those events because it's just too much volatility and just wicking and whipping everywhere. So let's see here. Where did Bitcoin turn this thing back on? Still hanging on to that previous day low, man. We lose that previous week low. We're gonna be heading lower. Where do you think we're going right now? Right now, Bitcoin needs to hold this green zone. Bitcoin needs to hold this green zone that you're seeing here on the screen, which is between 81,000 and 80,683. If we start closing below that, 80,000, our next big target would be $76,000 for Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin hits 76,000, if we start dropping down there on the daily, dropping below 80,000 is very, very bearish. We can't see the screen. I know you can't see the screen. If you're on the Tickety Talkety, you're going to have to come on over to my YouTube or to my X, Blockchain Crusader. On X, I'm B-Chain Crusader. You guys can find me there, or you can find me on YouTube, Blockchain Crusader. That's just the way it is. I can't share my screen. What's going on, Bacon Sandwich? Why people don't talk about Kronos? Kronos, dude, I've talked about Kronos. I like the fact that they're partnering up with the Trump team. Hey, thank you for the hat. Thank you for the hat. Let's go. Thank you for the gifts. The fact that they have partnered up with the Trump team to try to get a ETF happening, and they're going to be the kind of like the Coinbase backers, right? They're going to be the exchange handling that ETF. It's very, very bullish for Kronos, right? Coinbase has been handling all the ETFs, but they don't have a coin, so people can't really invest into that. But that would be extremely, extremely bullish for Kronos. Appreciate all of you guys jumping in here. I'm new to crypto and this is all interesting. What is the chart you are looking at? Would like to learn more. So this right here is just the crypto bubbles. These are all the different prices of altcoins. This chart right here that you're seeing behind me, right? That is the price action for Bitcoin. This is the Bitcoin price chart. And this is how you do technical analysis to be able to do it, to become a day trader and do day trading, right? You got to look at support and resistance zones. If you want to learn more about that stuff, you can join my private group called the Crypto Citadel. The link is in the bio. You can get 50% off your first month with the promo code Citadel. And then that is part of my private Discord. As you guys can see right here, we took a nice long this morning, 21X, made 19%, $408 in literally less than 1 hour. This is where I drop all my signals. We also have a live trading room where we jump in here and we just trade live and handle the trades live. So we do a lot of different things there. Bitcoin is not holding this previous week low. We still got 8 minutes to close above it, but if not, it's not looking good. Thank you for the sunglasses. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Right now, this morning, just with the trade we took in the Crypto Citadel, members that took that trade on that signal in less than an hour paid for the group for the next 2 to 3 months. The group literally pays for itself with one good trade. I lost everything, bro, trying so hard not to be depressed. Look, man, I'm going to tell you a story. If you're depressed right now, if you think that this is the end, if you think this is over, we're going to be heading into a bear market, we're going to be dropping a lot lower, you're negative on all your money, let me tell you a story. When I first started in crypto back in 2017, entering going 2018, because I got in the later part of 2017. So got right at the top. Everything started to drop massively and crash. 2018 happened. Everything was dropping 50% plus. I took out a $16,000 loan to get into crypto. And I spent that $16,000 over the next 3 years, dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano, Litecoin. There wasn't that many cryptos back then, right? And throughout those 3 years, between 2017 to about 2020 to 2021, everything was down. I would buy, it would drop more. I would buy, it would drop more. I would buy, it would drop more. I was in the red for over 3 years, massively in the red. And on top of that, it was a $16,000 loan. So I was still paying that loan. At the same time, my portfolio was completely down for 2+ years, right? 2020 came around. We know what happened in 2020, the big fog around the world, right? The big thing. All the markets crashed even more. Bitcoin dropped all the way down to like 3,200, 3,500. Ethereum dropped to like $80. Everything was just absolutely wrecked. But I kept hanging on. I kept dollar cost averaging. And then 2021 came around and everything blasted off, right? Everything blasted off. So what is that story telling you? Is that sometimes you just got to keep hanging on, right? If you know what you're buying, if you're buying solid projects like I was, right? I was buying Bitcoin and Ethereum mainly, a little bit of Cardano, a little bit of Litecoin, right? A few other little altcoins there. There wasn't that many projects back then, mainly just Bitcoin and Ethereum. In the long term, it turns around and it pumps a lot higher. Now, right now in the markets is very different. We have a ton of altcoins, and a lot of these altcoins are not going to be around in the next bull market. They're all going to go away because all these altcoins are pretty much startup companies. Half of them aren't even doing what they say they are. There's just a lot of promises, no delivery, and that's going to cause the project to disappear at some point in time, and they won't come back. So in the bear markets, I tend not to dollar cost average a ton into previous altcoins. I like to dollar cost average into Bitcoin and Ethereum because I know those aren't going to go away, right? Solana is another one now that has proven its worth over time. And there's a few others out there that aren't going to go away. Chainlink isn't going to go away. What other projects out there that's not going to go away? BNB is not going to go away. Algorand might not go away, right? Dogecoin is not going to go away. Things like that, right? And there's a bunch of other projects out there. I'm just naming a few off the top of my head, right? Aave isn't going to go away, anything like that. But nonetheless, there's a bunch of other projects that aren't going to go away either that have stuck around. And if you're getting into those solid projects, you're pretty good in the long term, right? Now, if you're getting some high risk stuff below $100 million market cap, a lot of those are going to go away. Probably 98% of those are going to go away. Even in the top 100, a lot of projects are going to go away and they're going to be replaced by new projects. ADA will stick. Yeah, 100% will stick. Sui GG away. I don't think Sui's going to go away. I think Sui has a good chance of sticking around, but I don't know, right? This is his first big run, so I don't know just yet. ONDO, I believe ONDO's going to stick around, right? ONDO is heavily tied in with BlackRock, is heavily tied in with their Buildo asset fund. I don't see ONDO going away. I could be wrong, right? But they're heavily tied with BlackRock, and meanwhile, BlackRock is excited about Bitcoin and tokenization of real world assets, as they have been, as Larry Fink has talked about multiple times, and tokenizing the stock market and all these things. I don't see ONDO going away, right? But like I said, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know anything. Is there a site to look at to reference? I'll check out more on your link. Yeah, Mr. Billy Willie, there's a link down in my profile or in my description, wherever you're watching, that will take you to the sign up. You can see the things that are there, how much it costs, whatever, and you can use the promo code to get in. Let's see here. Down 20% on Solana. Is that bad news? Dude, I've been down a lot more than 20% on some positions, right? On the long-term holding of things. I'm immune to that kind of stuff. That stuff doesn't bother me anymore because it just doesn't really mean anything. Sui would be a good buy in the bear market. I think so too. I definitely think so. There we go, baby. Look at Bitcoin. That's what I'm talking about. Bitcoin's pumping back up. Came down for another sweep of the Monday low. Look at that. Getting everybody stopped out here on the. If you guys would have got in here, man, I wish I would have seen this. Gosh, I was talking. I wasn't looking at the chart. Massive reversal incoming here. I guarantee it right now. Oh, well, let me take that back. I don't guarantee anything. But this is very, very exciting. Big sweep here. Big reversal back to the upside on the 5-minute. Big push back up, man. Big push back up. Definitely going to be looking for this first target here of the daily negative point of control. Second target would be the previous day low. And then above that would be getting above this VWAP here of 82,000. That would be extremely bullish for more upside. Very, very big sweep to the upside here on the 15-minute. We got 2 minutes left on this candle for Bitcoin to close. This is extremely good for a nice little, at least, relief rally for Bitcoin here in the short term. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes, hitting those likes. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day. Quick, sell it all. I'm 72% down on Bitcoin. 72% down on Bitcoin. How is that possible? How are you down? Unless you're leverage trading, but there's no way you can be 72% down on Bitcoin because Bitcoin's only pulled back. We jump out here to the weekly. And we measure this drop from this high. Right? This high to this low. Bitcoin's only dropped a max of about 30%. About 30% max. So I don't see how you can be down 70% on Bitcoin unless you're leverage trading. Then, definitely not bueno. Definitely not bueno. Nice here. 45 seconds left on this 15-minute. This thing's going to start pushing. Futures trading. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, you got to be very careful. You got to take trades very, very carefully here. That's why in my Crypto Citadel member, private trading group, I try to make sure that we get very low risk trades. If there are high risk, I always like to say, hey, look, high risk here. I keep things very closely. And the minute I see any type of, fugazi, I go, hey, that long or that short is invalidated. I'd rather miss the trade than sometimes take the risk because I like to reserve. I like to de-risk my members, right? So this was a nice little long here. I posted it this morning, 81,900, keeping a tight stop loss at 81.6. and the first TP was 82,459. We hit that target earlier today. We went long from this area right here around 81,000 some change, and we pumped it to the daily open, took that long, closed it, bing, bam, boom, done. Now we've swept the Monday low, looking for another move to the upside here. If we can get above the 81,926 move, previous day low is going to be the next target with the weekly open. Get above that, going up towards the VWAP here of 82,600. I remember buying into Bitcoin at 50K thinking that was high. 100%, man. Everybody buys Bitcoin, thinks that they're buying high, right? Everyone feels the same way. The first time I ever bought into Bitcoin, I bought around $10,000. And that was high because it had just hit 20,000 and it had a 50% drop. And I was like, man, $10,000, that's expensive, right? I bought a very small amount, but nonetheless, I was buying at that point thinking I was buying high. People that bought at 30,000 thought they were buying high. People that bought at 50 thought they were buying high, right? People that bought at 100 and now are down are like, man, I definitely bought high. I definitely bought the top. You bought a local top, but in the long term, 5 to 10 years from now, right, Bitcoin's going to be a lot higher than 100K. I honestly believe that by 2030, in the next 5 years, Bitcoin's going to be at $1 million. I need to drink some water. My throat's all dried up. It's going to be at $1 million plus in the next 5 to 10 years. Easy $1 million. At 100x, at $100,000 Bitcoin, it's only a 10x from where we're at. And with the amount of institutional demand for Bitcoin, the risk of Bitcoin getting to 1 million from 100,000 is a lot lower than Bitcoin getting from 10,000 to 100,000. When Bitcoin hit 10,000 for the first time ever back in 2017, 2018, thinking that it was going to go from 10 to 100 was extremely riskier, right, than it is to think that 100K Bitcoin can turn into $1 million Bitcoin, because now Bitcoin is mainstream. Now Bitcoin has hit escape velocity, has hit massive institutional adoption. The massive adoption that everybody's been waiting for the last 5 years is officially here now. And yes, it's not going to be a straight skyrocket to the moon, but nonetheless, $1 million Bitcoin is a lot less riskier than thinking be out of 10K that I was go to 100. Let's see here. Appreciate all of you guys jumping in here, smashing those likes, and make sure I'm not missing anyone. Someone bought Bitcoin at 200K. Man, who bought at 200K? I never saw Bitcoin go that high. Shoot. Just chilling, bro. Charts, work, and coffee. Let's go, French Toaster. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate all of you guys down here in the chat, smashing those likes. All right. Bitcoin's pushing back up. Here we go. This was a nice. Thank you for the roses. Thank you for the gifts. This was a massive reversal here. Another sweep of the Monday low, closing above the previous week low. Perfect for a long. I wish I would have seen it, but I was ranting. And I wasn't looking at the chart. Dump XRP for SQT or for low float crypto plays. I don't know. I don't know what any of those are. Let's go see what XRP is doing again. XRP, I'm sure, is still hanging on. Yeah. It's hanging on to that low, baby. It's hanging on to this support zone. Bitcoin's saving it right now. Bitcoin's pushing back up. Down 90% NEO. LOL, I just had to put it out there. What is NIO? What altcoin is that? We longing everything? I would not be longing everything. No, I would not be doing that. This is just the Bitcoin chart. I mainly trade Bitcoin. Trading altcoins is extremely risky because you got to be looking at both charts. You got to be looking at the altcoin chart and you got to look at the Bitcoin chart, because look, like perfect example is XRP. XRP was sitting down here at 196, right? There's no real reason for XRP to push back up, but Bitcoin pushed back up, so XRP did. If at this point in time, I was like, oh, well, I'm going to short XRP here because we're losing support, right? Bitcoin decided to pump back up to the upside, and now because Bitcoin's pumping, the altcoins are going to pump too. So that's the big thing about trading altcoins is that you gotta be looking at both charts, Bitcoin and the altcoin chart, because depending what Bitcoin's doing, unless Bitcoin is having a very flat day, moving very small amounts up and down, that would be the only days that you would want to go for an altcoin trade. Because if Bitcoin is being volatile, moving up or down, that's going to sway which way the altcoin is going to go. Thoughts on Jupiter? So Jupiter is obviously a decentralized exchange on Solana. So far, Jupiter hasn't really impressed me too much. I do like overall decentralized exchanges, but Solana's got too many of them. Solana's got Jupiter, it's got Orca, it's got Radium, it's got I forgot. I remember hearing something else of some other, and a lot of it was all used for the meme coin frenzy, right? A lot of it was all due to the meme coin frenzy, like buy because of the meme coin frenzy, and they were using these dexes to buy all these memes, right? Pump.fund, all this stuff, but now Pump.fund is using their own swap, their own exchange, right? And even though Pump.fund is nowhere near what it was before, the fact that it's now pivoting to its own DEX, to its own thing, that will change the fact that the utility for Radium and these other DEXs will not be as in demand. It just won't be unless a lot of utility projects start to get built on Solana. But Solana is really just propped up by meme coins. Bitcoin pumping where? So on the 15-minute, Bitcoin was pumping, came all the way up to 81,800, having a nice little reversal. Now we're pushing back down again, but we're still above the previous week low here. We're still above the previous week low, so staying above there is decently okay. Is OP a good buy level? Man, OP hasn't performed anything. OP is down 78% on the year, which is optimism, right? OP is optimism, and it just hasn't performed. It just hasn't performed at all. Why? Because Ethereum hasn't performed. And if Ethereum isn't performing, layer 2's 4-bit Ethereum aren't really performing. And even though optimism is more than just a layer 2, they have great technology. They have the super chain, right? The base chain is built on the optimism technology, and it's fantastic. There just isn't enough there just isn't enough demand on Ethereum right now for these layer 2s to really perform at all. So I personally am not buying any Ethereum layer 2s. Even Matic has done terrible. Are we cooked? Well, we're definitely cooking. We're definitely cooking. But meanwhile, Bitcoin stays above this green support zone, like I said before. Meanwhile, we stay above the green support zone. Meanwhile, we stay above 80,000, right? We close above 80,000. Bitcoin is still bullish. Now, we start dropping below 80,000. We start closing below that. Next big target to the downside is 76,000. And that is going to be a very bearish momentum, right? That's going to be very, very bad in the short term. Any reason why Near is not moving up at all? Well, they have terrible marketing. Nobody knows what's happening with Near. There's no big announcements of any type of big development, technology-wise, partnerships, anything like that that I've heard of. They're just an old layer 1 that's just building, and they might be fast and they might be great, but it just doesn't have enough to make it unique compared to a lot of other altcoins. And there's just so many altcoins. A lot of liquidity was all focused on meme coins this bull market, which just really hindered a lot of the other utility coins from running. And obviously, if Bitcoin isn't pumping, nothing's going to pump. Why is DOT still in the top 20? I don't know, honestly. As tech improves and our chain fades, so will layer 2s. Yeah, 100%. Layer 2s are garbage. And like I said before, they are like old cell phone accessories. 100% agree with that, man. 100% agree with that, Clay the Great. AVAC CEO called it years ago about layer 2s. Yeah, man, I didn't know about that, but I agree with you, Clay the Great. I agree with you 100% there that, just not, the layer 2s just don't have enough. They don't really have anything going on. Technology is improving a lot faster. There's already modular layer 3s, and I'm sure there's going to be layer 4s and 5s and 10s by the next bull market. So it's just one of those things. IOS and ONDO are such sweet buys. Well, yeah, IOS being AI, right? But AI obviously is a narrative that's down, Nvidia's down, and when Nvidia being down, AI is not going to pump. But iOS is down 74% on the year, 32% on the month. Obviously, if everybody was looking into those, that would definitely be a lot better to buy now than before. But I'm not telling you to buy anything because I'm not a financial advisor. ONDO is holding up pretty strong. In the year, it's only down 2.1%. In the month, it's only down 14.9%. On the day, it's only down 8.6%, sitting at 77 cents. ONDO is holding up pretty strong nonetheless. Guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Is Ethereum still worth holding? I'm going to continue holding Ethereum. That's a great question, right? Ethereum is currently sitting at 1768. If we go look at the chart for Ethereum, where is my Ethereum chart? Zoom out here. We are still within the Q1 range, right? We're still within the value area low for Q1. We do have some untapped targets to the downside, right? We're coming into this monthly average of 1732. We're currently sitting at 1771. We came as low as 1749. We have an untapped target at 1732. Below that, we have another target at 1622, and last target is down at 1561. I will continue to dollar cost average Ethereum and hold for the long term. I do think a run back up to at least 4,000 is possible. I am still bullish overall that at some point Ethereum is going to hit 8K. I think it's going to be, my personal opinion and thesis on this is that it's highly going to be dependent on the Ethereum ETFs having staking approved. Once the staking is approved and live on traditional finance, I think that's going to be a way more incentivizing asset class for them to hold, for the simple fact that traditional finance likes making yield, likes to make money on their money, right? Likes to get those dividends paid, and staking Ethereum and getting those rewards would be like that, right? Would be an equivalent similar event for them. So they would be more incentivized to buy Ethereum and hold it for the long term, right? On the ETFs, versus now they're just buying the asset. They're not making any yield off of it and it's not performing. So why hold it long term? So that's why I think getting the Ethereum ETFs to start staking would be very bullish for Ethereum in the long term. Guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys jumping in here. Do you think Sui is the next Solana? And if not, why? It's not that it can't be the next Solana. I just don't want it to be the next Solana, right? Solana is just propped up by meme coins. So I want Sui to continue building things with utility that are not based off just meme coins. Now, can Sui have another massive run at some point in the next bull market, whatever you want to call it? Yes, I do think that's possible. Yes, I do think Sui could surprise a lot of people like it did this last bull market. Is it going to hit $100? I don't know. I got to look at the chart, got to look at the tokenomics, got to look at the market cap, got to look at a lot of different things. But it's not about apples to apples. A lot of cryptos are apples to oranges, right? They don't all have the same tokenomics. That's why a lot of people that believe that XRP can hit $1,000 because Bitcoin hit $1,000, or can go to 10,000 because Bitcoin went from $1 to 10,000, right? They're wrong. The market cap, the tokenomics, the structure is not the same. Therefore, the market cap and everything that it can, the prices they can reach will never be the same either. So appreciate all of you guys joining in here. Make sure you guys are joining the Crypto Citadel. You can get 50% off your first month if you haven't already. Use the promo code Citadel. This is my private trading community where I post all my signals, and we do live trading rooms. I have a live trading room right here. You guys might not be able to see it on the screen, but there's a live trading room. When we take trades, we jump in there and we're in there while the trade is live, and we hunt for trades in there as well. And I post all my signals. Even if you can't join the live trading room, I'll still post the signals. You can still take the trades. And that's what it's all about, right? For the long term and short term, we're taking day trades here. And you're like, oh, well, Crusader, I'm not a day trader. I don't really care about that. A lot of stuff that gets posted here is also for the long-term holders, right? I have a macro chart channel right here, which is where I post all my monthly, weekly, and quarterly updates for areas to dollar cost average on the way down for long-term investors, and areas to potentially take profits on the way up in the long term as well. And as you can see, we just closed our monthly and our quarterly 2 days ago, right, on April 1st. and I have made a bunch of updates here. And I'm going to be making a bunch of more updates on many more altcoins for the long term. So even if you're not a day trader, it serves great to be in there. If you are a day trader, obviously the group pays for itself, and you don't even have to be a day trader. You just have to follow along and take some of the trades that I'm posting. So guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys joining in there. Make sure you guys are jumping in. If you're interested, drop me a comment or shoot me a DM. I'll help you get through it and how to sign up. And you can get 50% off with the promo code Citadel for your first month. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day until